I've had this question weighing on my mind for ages, something that keeps me up at night. Why do so many people just sit around and wait for their big break while others are out there making things happen? The answer comes down to one simple truth. You weren't meant to sit around and wait, you were meant to create. Right now, inside you, there's a force so strong it could change the world. But too many of you are just sitting on your potential, hoping someone will notice you or that the right moment will come along. You're spending so much time waiting for permission to be great, but let me tell you something important. The biggest tragedy in life isn't death. It's living a life just waiting for opportunities that never show up because you didn't make them happen. I remember when I was a kid, standing in my backyard, watching birds build their nests. It hit me then. These little guys weren't waiting for someone to make their homes for them. They gathered what they needed, piece by piece. That day, I felt like God spoke to me. My people are waiting for opportunities to just drop out of the sky, but I've given them the power to create just like I do. You need to get this. Opportunities aren't just handed to you, they come through you. The very essence of who you are has the ability to create. When God made man from the dust, He didn't just make another being, He made a creator. You're full of possibilities, but a lot of you are just sitting around waiting. Life is about hoping someone will call your name. Listen up. Every great invention, every successful business, every game-changing movement started because someone decided not to wait. They realized that opportunities don't just knock on doors, they show up for those who go out and knock. The Wright brothers didn't sit around waiting for the perfect moment to invent the airplane. They made it happen. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't wait for racial equality. He sparked a movement that demanded it. Your life is way too valuable to just sit around in the waiting room. The time you spend waiting is time you could be using to create something amazing. Waiting is just wasting time. Every moment you sit around, your potential is just hanging there. But potential without doing anything is like a seed without soil. It won't grow into anything real. I'm here to tell you that the world isn't looking for another consumer. It's looking for another creator. The market doesn't need more followers. It's crying out for leaders who can come up with solutions. Your family doesn't need another bystander. They need someone who will take action. The principle I'm sharing with you today isn't just a nice thought. It's the core rule for finding your purpose and shaping your destiny. As we go through this together, I'm going to explain why waiting is the enemy of your purpose and how you can switch from being someone who just waits to being a creator. Once you get this principle, everything in your life will change. Seriously, everything will shift when you understand this truth. The waiting mindset is one of the biggest traps you can fall into. The problems our generation is facing are more dangerous than any physical illness because they ruin your future while you're still alive to see it happen. A lot of you are just sitting around, waiting for the right time or the perfect moment, hoping things will get better or that someone will recognize your talent. But here's something that might surprise you. Waiting isn't the same as being patient. Waiting is just fear dressed up nicely. When you're really being patient, you're taking steps to prepare. When you're just waiting, you're not doing anything. Let me break it down for you. Every morning, you wake up and God gives you 86,400 seconds for the day. You can't save them, can't get a refund, and can't roll them over to tomorrow. If you don't use them, you lose them. But a lot of people waste these valuable seconds waiting around. They think, when I get married, then I'll be happy. Or, when I get that promotion, then I'll start my business. Or, when my kids grow up, then I'll chase my dreams. I call this the when-then syndrome. It's pretty deep. Emotional suicide happens when you get too comfortable just going through the motions of life. It might feel safe or responsible, but I need you to get this. Everything that's alive is always growing, and growth means change, which can be pretty uncomfortable. If you're feeling too comfortable, you're not really growing, and if you're not growing, you're basically dying inside. Just sitting around and waiting is a way of holding yourself back, because it goes against the whole idea of creating something new. When God made the heavens and the earth, He didn't just sit around and wait. For anything to happen, the earth was just a big empty space. But God didn't sit around waiting for things to take shape. He spoke them into being. He didn't wait for light to show up. He made it happen. You're made in His image. But instead of creating opportunities, you're just waiting around. This waiting mindset is ruining your future. Every time you hesitate, you're telling the universe you're not ready for responsibility. Each time you wait, you're pushing your potential away, saying it's not ready to come to life yet. Practicing the art of dying slowly, I meet folks from all over who say they're just waiting for God to open a door. But I tell them, God's actually waiting for you to build that door. He's given you the materials, your mind, your talents, your time, your energy. He's handed you the blueprint, your dreams, your vision, your purpose. But He's just waiting for you to stop waiting and start creating. The sad part is that a lot of people have turned waiting into some kind of spiritual virtue. They call it faith, but really, it's fear. True faith doesn't just sit around and wait. For things to happen, you need faith. Faith is the foundation of what you hope for and the proof of what you can't see. Notice that it talks about substance, something real, something you can touch, something you make happen. As we keep diving into this important topic, I'm going to show you what changes when you break free from just waiting around and embrace your real identity as a creator. You'll really get what opportunity is all about. You see, most people have a totally misguided idea of what opportunity is. They think it's like a train that shows up, and if you miss it, you just have to wait for the next one. But I'm here to tell you something that'll change how you think. Opportunity isn't something you wait for, it's something you create from within. Here's a deep truth for you. When God made you, He put something inside you that the world really needs. Your opportunity isn't out there somewhere, it's trapped inside you. The issue is that a lot of people are just searching for opportunities with their eyes instead of focusing on their purpose. Purpose and opportunity go hand in hand. They're like two sides of the same coin. Your purpose acts like a magnet that pulls in opportunities. You don't just stumble upon your purpose, it's something you carry with you. Everyone here has a solution to someone else's problem built into them. The opportunities you have are tied directly to the issues you were meant to address. When a mother sees her child in danger, she doesn't hesitate to act. Every time there's a problem, there's a chance to do something great, especially when the problem is big. But too many people just run away from their problems and then complain about not finding opportunities. I want you to get this. Every frustration you face is actually a chance in disguise. Every issue you come across is an opportunity to create something new. The problem is, most people miss out on these chances because they're too focused on what's easy instead of looking for the possibilities. People miss out on opportunities because they often show up looking like hard work. Instead of seeing them as chances, most folks just see problems and challenges. While everyone else is whining about how tough things are, the one who gets it is out there finding solutions. For instance, in your community, there are plenty of problems that people aren't addressing, needs that aren't being met, and questions that nobody is answering. These aren't hurdles to your success, They're actually building blocks for your opportunities. You're sitting around waiting for opportunity to come knocking, but guess what? Opportunity is waiting for you to build the door. Your purpose and opportunities are like a key and a lock. Your purpose is the key that opens up those opportunities. But here's the catch. You actually have to use the key. You need to take action. Purpose without action is just like a key that stays in your pocket all the time. It doesn't do anything. There's a lot of potential out there, but it doesn't mean anything until you actually use it. A lot of people miss out on chances because they're waiting for something huge and amazing. The truth is, real opportunities usually begin small. It might be about helping one person, fixing one issue, or meeting one need. Keep in mind that every big oak tree started as a little acorn that just landed in the dirt and didn't wait around for something to change. You're not here by coincidence today. Your presence in this room is an opportunity. What you do right now will shape your future. Stop hunting for opportunities and start looking for problems to fix. Quit waiting for your moment and start creating chances for others. Instead of asking when your opportunity will come, ask what problem you can solve. As we go on, I'll show you how to develop what I call the creator's mindset. A way of thinking that not only spots opportunities, but also creates them. When God made humanity, He didn't just create another species, He made creators. This isn't just a nice idea, it's a biblical truth that can change your whole life. In the first chapter of Genesis, God says something that a lot of us have read, but not really grasped. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. Notice how image and dominion are linked. You can't separate them. You can't separate who you are from what you're meant to do. Right after creating humans, God gave us a mission. Be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, and take charge of it. Notice those words. They're not about sitting around and waiting. They're about action. He didn't say just hope for the best. He told us to create, to produce, to generate. There's something really deep about how you're made that a lot of you might not have figured out yet when God breathed life into you. He wasn't just giving life to man, He was passing on creative power. The same spirit that was there at the beginning now lives in you. But a lot of you are acting like consumers when you were meant to be creators. Let me explain the difference. Consumers sit around waiting for things to happen, while creators go out and make things happen. Consumers ask, "What's in it for me?" whereas creators ask, "What can I give?" Consumers spot a problem and just complain, while creators see a problem and come up with solutions. Consumers just take away resources. Creators make things, but the issue today is we have way too many consumers and not enough creators. There are too many people waiting to be served, and not enough who want to serve. Too many are asking, "What can I get?" instead of, "What can I give?" You need to realize that prosperity comes from creativity, not just from consuming. Everything you're using right now was made by someone who chose to create instead of just consume, like the chair you're sitting in and the clothes you're wearing. Embrace your creative side. All these ideas come from people who didn't sit around waiting for the perfect moment or for someone else to take the lead. They just made things happen. But here's the thing, creation often starts with a mess. Just like when God created the earth, it was a blank slate. Don't shy away from the chaos in your life. It's actually the raw material for what you can create. That confusion, it's your chance to bring some order, and that darkness, it's your opportunity to say, "Let there be light." The creator's mindset gets that everything you need to shape your future is already at your fingertips. Just like God used the dust to make man, you can tap into the resources around you to create your own opportunities. But you've got to stop viewing yourself as a victim of your circumstances and start seeing yourself as someone who can shape them. Here's the thing, every morning when you wake up, you've got a choice. Will you just go through the motions today, or will you be the one making things happen? You can change things around you. Are you going to spend your energy whining about what's wrong, or are you going to use your creativity to fix it? A creator's mindset knows that having control isn't about bossing people around. It's about owning your responsibilities. It's about recognizing what could be and making it happen. It's about not settling for the way things are when you know they can be better. It's about using your natural creativity to tackle problems and help others. I meet people like this all the time who, people say I'm not creative, but that's like a bird saying it can't fly. Creativity isn't just a gift for a select few, it's a core part of being human. The only difference between those who create and those who don't is that creators choose to tap into what's already inside them. This creative power works on certain principles, and I'm about to share them with you. These aren't just ideas, they're the laws that lead to success and decide if you'll be a creator. If you want opportunities, you need to get ready for them first. Pay attention, preparation time isn't time wasted. Lots of people want chances to come their way, but they're not ready when they do. They want results, but haven't put in the work. They want promotions, but haven't invested in their own growth. The rule of preparation says that when opportunity knocks, it finds you ready to act. While some are snoozing, successful folks are gearing up. While others are whining, the doers are hustling. When I say developing, I'm not just talking about school. I mean personal growth, boosting your ability to create. Every book you read, every skill you pick up, every relationship you form is all part of getting ready. Keep this in mind. The better prepared you are, the more opportunities you'll have. But preparation without a vision is like a ship drifting aimlessly. You need to grasp the power of vision. It's not just about seeing what is. It's about seeing what could be and what should be. When God gives you a vision, He's not just giving you a dream. He's showing you something to admire, something that sparks your imagination. Vision gives you the green light to create. It empowers you to build. A lot of folks are just sitting around waiting for a vision when they should be out there writing their own. The Bible says to write the vision and make it clear. It doesn't say to wait for it, it says to write it down. Your vision should be so vivid that it keeps you up at night and so compelling that it gets you out of bed in the morning. Because vision isn't just about seeing, it's about making things happen. You see, a lot of people mess up because they have plans and ideas, but they don't take action. Taking initiative is key. It's all about having the guts to kick things off and do what needs to be done without waiting for someone to tell you. The world doesn't give props to those with great ideas. It rewards those who actually act on them. While others are sitting around saying someone should do something, the doers are out there saying, "I'll take care of it." While some people are just waiting for permission, creators are stepping up and taking charge. They get that God already gave them the green light when He made them in His image. Your birth is your permission, and your existence is your authorization. But with taking initiative comes responsibility, and that's where the real challenge starts. Responsibility is what sets dreamers apart from creators. It means owning your vision, being accountable for what you do, and making no excuses. Stop making excuses. A lot of people want to have power without having to answer for it. They want to be successful, but don't want to deal with the consequences. But let me tell you something. Responsibility isn't a drag. It's a gift. It's not a punishment, it's an opportunity. When you step up and take responsibility, you're also taking control. You're gaining power. Everything in life reacts to responsibility. When you plant a seed and commit to watering it, taking care of it, and protecting it, that seed will thrive. You've got to grow when you take charge of your dreams, visions, and goals. They'll start to come to life. The rules of opportunity work together, like music in harmony. Being prepared gets you ready. Having a vision keeps you focused. Taking initiative gets you moving. And being responsible makes you dependable. When you've got these principles in play, you won't have to go after opportunities. They'll come to you. But here's the thing. Many people don't get that these principles are universal. They work no matter if you believe in them or not. Whether you realize it or not, these principles work just like gravity. They don't need your approval to function. But when you start aligning with them, living by them, and building your life around them, that's when you become unstoppable. You're not here by chance. These ideas are reaching you because it's time to switch from just looking for opportunities to actually creating them. It's time to make that move. Stop just waiting for things to happen and start making things happen. It's time for you to shift from being a consumer of other people's creations to becoming a creator of your own solutions. Living by these principles means you need to break through the mental barriers that have been holding you back. The biggest prison in the world isn't made of iron bars and concrete walls. It's made of your limiting beliefs. Today, we're going to break free from that prison. First off, you need to realize that your life right now is shaped by your beliefs, not by anything else. Your background, your education, your beliefs, they don't define you. If you think you can only get so far, that's exactly where you'll end up. If you believe opportunities are hard to come by, you'll never make any for yourself. If you think you aren't good enough, you'll just keep proving yourself right. Every limiting belief is a falsehood about who you really are. When you think you can't create opportunities, you're buying into a lie about who you were meant to be. And if you think you have to just sit around waiting for your moment, that's another lie. When it comes to your confidence, thinking you're not creative is just a trick your mind plays on you. Fear and doubt are like the two biggest killers of your potential. Fear tries to tell you what you can't do, and doubt explains why you can't do it. But fear isn't real. It's just a false impression that feels real. The only control fear has over you is the power you give it by believing in it. And doubt, it's not the bad guy, it's actually your chance to build your faith. Every time doubt pops up, it's an opportunity to strengthen what you believe in. Every time fear pops up, it's actually giving you a chance to prove it wrong. The issue isn't that you have fears, it's that you've been paying too much attention to them. To develop a creator's mindset, you need to start by changing the way you think. You've got to actively swap out every limiting belief with a positive truth. When your mind says, "I can't," your spirit should respond, "I was made to." When your mind says, "It's too hard," your spirit should say, "God provides for all my needs." And when your mind asks, "What if I fail?" your spirit should counter with, "What if I succeed?" The mindset of someone who succeeds knows that failure isn't the enemy. It's actually a teacher. Each failure gives you feedback, and every setback sets you up for a comeback. When one door closes, it's just a chance to create your own. But you can't build this mindset if you're clinging to limiting beliefs about yourself and what you can achieve. Listen closely. Your mind will always try to shield you from pain, risk, and failure. But that protection also keeps you from growing, succeeding, and creating. You need to be okay with being uncomfortable, looking silly, and failing as you move forward. The creator's mindset is all about saying, "I might not know how to do this, but I know the right people to ask." It's about not having everything figured out, but being resourceful. You might not see the entire path ahead, but you've got to take that first step. This mindset doesn't just wait for confidence, it builds confidence by taking action. Remember, every great creator in history dealt with the same fears and doubts that you're feeling right now. They heard the same negative voices that you do. The difference is, they chose to create anyway. They figured their vision mattered more than their fear, and their purpose was stronger than their doubts. Real results come from taking specific actions. Knowledge alone is just info, but when you act on that knowledge, it leads to real change. Let me share the framework that will make everything we talked about a reality in your life. The first step is to just start where you are. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect. Make the most of what you have right now. That job you can't stand. It's just your training ground. That tiny apartment, it's your launch pad. That tight budget, that's just sparking your creativity. Your daily habits shape your future. Remember, successful people don't just get lucky sometimes, they make smart choices every single day. So every morning when you wake up, decide to be your best self. Every morning when you wake up, you have to decide to take action. Success isn't just a one-time thing. It's a habit you have to build. I call it your power hour. The first hour of your day should be an investment, not just time wasted. While everyone else is scrolling through social media, you should be focusing on your goals. While they're binge-watching TV, you should be looking for opportunities. While they're still in bed, you're getting after it. That first hour really sets the tone for your whole day, so keep the momentum going with consistent action. Most people tend to overestimate what they can do in a short time. People often overestimate what they can get done in a day and underestimate what they can achieve in a year with consistent effort. Small actions taken every day build unstoppable momentum. Don't look down on starting small. Celebrate those little wins. Every tiny step forward counts as progress. Write down 3 things you can do each day to move toward your goals. Not 30, not 10, just 3. Keep them so simple that you can't fail, but make sure to do them consistently so you can't stay the same. Remember, consistency is more important than intensity. It's not the occasional stuff that shapes your life. It's what you do every day. Start helping out before you feel ready. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect, because perfection just gets in the way of progress. If you want to be a writer, write something today. If you want to start a business, help one customer today. If you want to be a leader, start leading yourself right now. The chance to do amazing things starts with doing small things really well. Hold yourself accountable. Tell someone what you're up to. Get out there and get stuff done. Team up with other creators. Find folks who will cheer you on for your wins, but won't put up with your excuses. Remember, who you hang out with can really speed up your progress. When you stick to this plan, you start to gain momentum. Little actions turn into big results, and daily routines turn into unstoppable habits. What used to be hard becomes second nature, and what felt awkward starts to feel normal. This is how creators are made, not born. It's all about building through consistent, purposeful effort. Everything that's worth having comes with a price, and that's where a lot of people give up. They want the glory of creating without realizing what it takes. They want the rewards without the sacrifices. There's no creation without giving something up. Being a leader can be lonely. When you choose to be a creator, you have to be ready to walk your own path sometimes. While others are snoozing, you're hustling. While others are having fun, you're strategizing. While others are throwing in the towel, you keep pushing through. Not everyone will get that. Get that your sacrifices might go unnoticed. Not everyone will back your vision or cheer for your dedication, and that's totally fine. Leaders don't need a fan club, they need strong beliefs. To transform, you've got to step out of your comfort zone. You have to be ready to let go of who you are for who you're meant to be. You need to trade what's good for what's really great and leave behind the familiar for something amazing. Change requires you to let your old self fade away every single day, just like a caterpillar. Stop clinging to your caterpillar phase if you want to become a butterfly. Listen up. Comfort isn't your buddy. It's actually your worst enemy. It'll stifle your creativity and steal your future. Each time you pick comfort over growth, you're settling for mediocrity instead of striving for excellence. Choosing easy over challenging means you're opting for the small stuff instead of going big. Remember, creating something comes with its fair share of criticism. Once you start putting yourself out there, people will have something to say. And when you start succeeding, you can bet that folks will judge you. When you start leading, people are going to doubt you. But keep this in mind. Critics don't create anything. They're just busy tearing down what others are trying to build. Your job isn't to prove the critics wrong. It's to make your vision a reality. You need to realize that the price you pay today is nothing compared to what you'll pay tomorrow if you don't take action now. The pain of discipline is light, but the pain of regret, that's heavy. The sacrifice you make for creating is temporary, but the cost of never creating, that sticks with you forever. Your life will change for good. The second you decide to take action right now, the waiting game is done, and the excuses have run out. It's time to start creating. Everything we talked about today doesn't mean a thing if you don't actually do something about it. Remember what we've learned together. You're not just here by chance, you're meant to create. Every breath you take is a reminder that you're alive for a reason, and every heartbeat is counting down to your purpose. Each moment is a chance to create something that will last long after you're gone. Look at your hands. They're not just hands, they're tools for making things. Check out your mind. It's not just for thinking, it's for creating. Look at your life. It's not just for living, it's for leaving a mark. You weren't meant to just consume what others make. You were meant to do more than watch their stories unfold. You were born to create. So it's not about what you're waiting for anymore. It's about what you're going to make. It's not about when anymore either. Will your chance come? The real question is, what are you going to make happen today? It's not about who's going to help you anymore. It's about who you're going to help with what you create. Waiting until tomorrow isn't an option. It's not promised. Starting when everything's just right isn't going to work either, because that perfect moment doesn't exist. And waiting until you feel ready? Forget it. You'll never feel fully ready. The only thing you can do is start right now. Begin from where you are and with what you've got. Pull out your phone right now and set a. Just a quick reminder for your power hour tomorrow morning. Jot down your 3 daily actions. Make a commitment to create. Don't leave this place the same way you came in. Don't let this moment just be another good message you heard. Let this be the moment everything changes. Years from now, people will ask you when your life changed, and you'll tell them about this moment. You'll tell them about the day you stopped waiting and started creating. The day you decided being average wasn't for you. Your destiny isn't about settling for average. Waiting around isn't what you're meant to do. The choices you make today will benefit your kids and their kids. Your community will change thanks to the chances you create. Your generation will feel the effects of the solutions you come up with. But it all begins right now, with this choice and this commitment to become the person you were meant to be. Thanks for watching this video.